Hello, I'm Andy Norman, founder of Antek Automation, and welcome to Quick Tips, a show where I take one real problem facing small businesses and give you something practical to do about it. Here's a question I hear a lot from estate agents and lettings managers. What happens to the calls that come in at 7 o'clock on a Thursday evening or on a Saturday morning when your office is shut? In most agencies, those calls hit voicemail. And in most cases, the person on the other end hangs up and rings the next agent on the list. That lead is gone. Today, I want to talk about what AI voice agents can actually do about that and where they genuinely earn their place, because there's a lot of noise out there and not much plain talk. So let's get into the three things that matter. First, answering every inbound call and booking viewings directly. This is the most straightforward thing an AI voice agent does, and for property businesses it's also the most valuable. A buyer rings about a 3-bed semi in Basingstoke. Your office closed an hour ago. The AI voice agent answers, confirms the property is still available, checks your calendar, and books the viewing right then. The caller gets an SMS confirmation within minutes. You turn up on Saturday ready to go. No missed call, no back and forth emails, no competitor picking up the lead you dropped. A lettings agency in Winchester put one of these in place to handle calls after 6 and at weekends. They captured 30% more applicant leads without adding a single hour of staff time. That's the kind of outcome that makes the investment straightforward to justify. Second, qualifying callers and routing urgent inquiries. Not every call is the same, and a well set up voice agent knows the difference. When someone rings in, the agent asks a few questions. Are you looking to buy or rent? What's your budget? When are you looking to move? Based on those answers, it either books an appointment, sends property details by email, or flags the call as high priority and puts it straight through to the right person. For a lettings team, that means serious applicants are pre-qualified before anyone on your team has spent a minute with them. For a trades business, it means an emergency call out in Winchester gets dispatched in minutes rather than sitting in a voicemail queue for hours. The agent follows the structure you give it. It doesn't improvise, but when you've mapped out the common scenarios, it handles them consistently every time at whatever hour they happen to arrive. Third, handling your most repeated questions and sending instant follow-ups. Most calls to estate agents are questions you've answered 100 times. Is the property still available? What's the council tax band? Do you charge admin fees? The AI voice agent pulls the answer from your property data or your knowledge base, gives it to the caller, and logs the conversation. If the question is more complex, it escalates to a human. What it doesn't do is tie up one of your negotiators for 10 minutes on something that could be handled in 30 seconds. And here's the part that makes a real difference. 2 minutes after the call ends, the caller gets an SMS with the booking link, the property brochure, or a summary of what was discussed. That immediate response keeps you front of mind. Leads don't drift to a competitor because they had to wait until the next working day. Now, I want to be straight with you about the limits because I think that's more useful than just selling the technology. Negotiations, complex objection handling, emotionally sensitive conversations, those still need a human. If a landlord is on the fence about your management fees, a skilled lettings manager builds that trust in a way a voice agent simply can't. The agent recites, it doesn't read the room. So the businesses that get the most out of this are the ones that use it for the high volume, predictable interactions and leave the nuanced conversations to their team. I spent over 30 years in field service before I started building these systems, and the one thing that experience taught me is that good process is the foundation. The technology just runs the process faster and without gaps in coverage. When the structure is right, the results follow. If you want the full breakdown, including real examples from a plumbing firm in Basingstoke and a lettings agency in Winchester, the write-up is on the blog at antekautomation.com. I'm Andy Norman, this has been Antek Automation. Find us at antekautomation.com and I'll see you on the next one.